Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast with your boys, the Basement Bookers. That's me, Basement Chair, and with me, my co host, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Not Bret Hart. Sorry, CM Punk. He is very much still alive. Rich the Riz. Everybody, welcome Rich the Riz.
Thank
All
you,
right.
bro. All right.
Excellent.
Ready to do
Um,
this?
Dude, I am so ready to do this, but first I need to address something. As you all know, if you're a New Yorker, New York is in chaos. The mayor of New York, we're not going to name him here. We don't want to make him famous by mentioning him on a Basement Bookers podcast. Okay, we're not going to do that. We don't get political here. But the point is, I think he's got something against the Basement Bookers podcast because we had an idea from Manny, and I thought, why not make it happen? Why not have Subway Slam where you could win by pinfall, submission, or you toss the opponent out of a moving train? We tried to get it done. We were given a price, and obviously, the only thing I could possibly part with was at least 2 million basement bookers dollars. Now, you might be surprised to know that money is not good for here. So, our basement dollars are not good enough for the mayor of New York. We're not going to make him famous by naming him on this very famous Basement Bookers podcast, which, by the way, thank you to the 30 strong, 30 subscribers. Subscribe to this channel. That's you. That's growth. That is, I was so happy to see that this week that we had 30 followers, subscribers on YouTube's. They hashtag follows the bookers. You know, YouTube's a huge platform, and we're happy to be here. So, I just wanted to get that out there. And Manny is one such people. He's been with us since the beginning. I used to work with him.
Can we
So
say down since day
he
one
is
ish?
where we just hand out basement bookers dollars all willy nilly. And we give a lot to Manny, which, by the way, has earned him another 40 basement bookers dollars. Remember, it's not money. You can't do anything with it. It's non-fundable, non-refundable, non-binding. It's inside. It's in you. Okay, just remember that, right, Rich?
That's right, Jer.
And much like and unlike regular dollars, it's not affected by inflation. It's always the same basement bookers dollars, guys, no matter what.
You're not going to
So
get some tool in California winning a billion of them.
you're right, Rich. There is. You're
Damn it.
right. Speaking of, damn it, I thought we'd start with Dynamite today
Whoa.
because when you say Dynamite, it's almost like saying damn it. And I was looking for like a really good segue just to get us like straight into it and then
Hmm.
subvert expectations yet again by starting with an AEW Dynamite. First of all, I just want to say to John Moxley, I did not consent to that bloody camera kiss for the record during the Blood and Guts match. Just throwing that out there. So let's talk about Dynamite. Rich, I've been like again on my four wheeler just trying to run you over.
All
How
right.
about you? How about you get us going into AEW Dynamite, which I actually really enjoyed. I think this is one of my more like enjoyable episodes of Dynamite. As I keep talking when it's your turn, but please.
It's all right. It's all right. It's part of the intro.
Yeah.
I'd agree. This was a pretty strong episode of Dynamite, of course, headlined by Blood and Guts. But
AKA War Games.
right, kind of war games. But the first note I have here was, yeah, I'm sorry if it sounds like I am perpetually crapping on the AEW announce team. I don't know if this was them. I don't know if this was someone in their headset saying this is what it's what you got to say or whatever. But do you remember, Basement Chair, the opening scene where Jungle Boy's music hits, he doesn't come out, and we see a video package?
Yeah, the Jungle Boy promo. where he like, I had a thing I wanted to say about that, but
Go
I
right
want you
ahead.
to get. Well, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was cool because it's kind of like in in Game of Thrones. Okay, there's a character named Jon Snow, and Jon Snow, right?
Spoiler alert.
All right, sorry. Spoiler alert.
You will find little joy in your command, but with luck, you will find the strength to do what needs to be done. Kill the boy, Jon Snow. Winter is almost upon us. Kill the boy, and let the man be born.
So, Jungle Boy, you got to take your thing out now so you can hear. We're back to AEW.
Oh,
We're back to
okay.
AEW. Everybody else
Cool.
gets the metaphor, not you. So, Jungle Boy, he has to die. Like, Jack Perry had to kill Jungle Boy so he could become Jack Perry, so he could be 100% Jack Perry. You
Hmm.
see, it's a metaphor. So,
Right. So, okay. I dig it. I like it. It's
the
good.
music sucks though, but yeah.
I like the transformation. I don't even remember the music.
It's
But
Beethoven.
what did the announcers say he did?
I don't remember what they said actually.
They said he buried his boots.
I thought they were attached to a person.
They were absolutely attached to a person. He was pulling someone by their
So they didn't
wrists.
they didn't even get it.
Maybe they did, but they clearly avoided the fact that it looked like he was burying an actual human being and only referred to him burying his boots.
I think that's like I think they should have just left it alone. Like
Yeah.
why say that? Right? Like this
Yeah,
isn't
say
about
say
you,
say
Excalibur
Jack
Tony Taz.
yeah, say Jungle Jack Perry here what's the word? Metaphorically burying his former self, Jungle Boy.
But like you don't even have to say anything.
That too.
Like I feel like the work speaks for itself.
Hmm.
That's my opinion on that one.
Right. So
When they do something good, they should get credit for doing something good. Like they didn't need their help with that. You
yeah,
could just shut the hell up.
don't take a perfectly good opportunity to say something stupid and have me call you out on it. Because I will. I will.
Yes. And you know what? And we will make you famous on this
Yeah.
widely known Basement Bookers podcast. Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
to,
Tony Schiavone.
Tony, I think he really is turning heel. I think he's picking up some heel tendencies from Basement Chair. I think it's happening, man.
Think so?
I think Adam Cole got him all messed up ever since he came there. Ever since he came along, spending more time around Brit and stuff, just messing
Hmm.
around with Tony's friendships.
Yep.
You're letting it affect yourself at the announce booth, man. I just think you got to focus. You got to focus on just saying mean things about MJF. And let's, I guess, we can't move on though because Rich, something happened in that after that intro of Jack Perry, and what happened was the second longest streak in AEW was broken
Hmm.
on Dynamite when formerly known as Jungle Boy, where Jack Perry, killer of Jungle Boy, confessed killer. There's evidence. Actually, we don't know he killed him, but we do know he buried him. I
Right.
have a feeling he had something to do with it, but he's an accessory of the fact. But that's not
Hmm.
the point. I'm not a lawyer. This isn't bindable. This is for entertainment purposes only. CYA. Anyway, back to it. Through cheating, underhandedness.
Low blow.
I mean, it takes everyone down.
Yeah.
It takes down the mightiest, the smallest, the biggest. Hook is just a regular man like the rest of us. What do you think of that decision? Was it the right move? And yeah, I think those are the questions.
I think it's more priority for Tony Khan and creative at this point to get more heat onto Jack Perry than it
Right.
is to preserve an undefeated streak. Hook's very good. They showcase him, I think, exactly the way they need to, which is kind of in a similar vein to Goldberg a little bit, similar to what they were doing with, well, different from Jade a little bit.
I have a question though.
Okay.
Will they have Hook attack Jack Perry at some Hollywood party or like a party or at his house? Because he- Jack Perry's been avoiding Dynamite, like, ever since he turned heel, he keeps just leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're like, hey, maybe he's not going to show up. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want a piece of Hook, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you have to find him, like break into his house. That'd be
Maybe.
cool.
I did, have him like walking the red carpet somewhere, and yeah, I think it works. It plays into the Hollywoodish kind of heel.
Hollywood Jack Perry with his leather pants.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, they don't seem to be as tight as Danny Garcia's pants. That's different.
Yeah, Jack
Daniel
needs a little room.
Garcia's,
Jack Perry's
he's.
a high flyer. Dan Garcia is a sports entertainer. He doesn't need all that motion.
I think he's more of a dancer. Which hey, AEW diehards. I mean, the diehards. Like, isn't like dance offs like the things that you make fun of like WWE for? So is this okay? It's okay when your guys do this. That I don't like it, by the way.
JAS, they're sports entertainers. Sorry,
Yeah,
sports
it's.
entertainers.
Oh, so what about Adam Cole and
Wait,
MJF?
wait.
Are they sports entertainers too?
No,
Okay, so they were involved, weren't they?
they were sucked into it.
They were sucked into it.
They asked
What
the
would have happened if they
fans.
didn't?
The fans might have booed them, and as the white meat baby faces that MJF and Adam Cole are, that they had to do what the fans wanted.
Look, I'm looking forward to when this Adam Cole MJF bromance reaches its eventual and predictable conclusion.
Mm,
However, I would hope they try to like subvert expectations, maybe have it like where Adam Cole betrays MJF before MJF has the chance to betray Adam Cole.
cool with that.
And that'd be cool because like then the next week after it happens, MJF comes out and does a promo and he's like all upset and he's like, and I'm not even upset that you did it. I'm upset that you did it before I could do it to you. And
Yep.
now I respect you for it. And now I have to beat the hell out of you.
Hmm.
It could be something crazy like that, but it's obvious this Roderick Strong thing is going to get in there and you're going to love that. That's going to be your favorite part. Look at that. Look at how excited you are. That's Richard Riz's excited face.
Sorry, you said Roderick Strong.
I did. The
Yeah.
Messiah of the backbreaker and the neck brace guy now. Now imagine you're new to AEW and you see him, you're like, is he the neck brace guy? Because the only time I see him, he's wearing a neck brace.
Yes.
Neck brace guy is good for like a manager after he gets hurt, and he still comes to ringside and it's like, no,
Hmm.
you can't hurt me. I'm like this. I can say whatever,
Yeah. Heenan rocked a neck brace. Jimmy Hart rocked a neck brace.
Yep.
It's good.
Matching trunks, matching jackets. Also, Register Riz in the Basement Bookerverse. I have the first question of the day.
Ooh.
What do you approve of the Better Than You and You Know It Baby theme song? The mishmash of the two songs. What is your opinion?
Let us know. But do you want my opinion?
I'm asking you, yeah.
It sounded like they just did their typical thing where they'll play one, then play the other, and maybe go back and forth. I couldn't hear it
It feels like
fantastically
it's a
well.
you obviously didn't.
I
So
guess
you should
not.
go
Yeah.
back and do that. But like
Stupid air
it's
conditioner.
like they actually did mixing with it.
Okay. All right.
So and the timing makes sense. Because it starts with the MJF and it
Hmm.
goes and then it goes back to kind of the MJF thing. It's actually really good. I liked it. So I thought it was cool.
Hmm. Like I
Um,
was trying to listen, and I'm like, how are they going to know when it hits to drop the boom? And they did. They did it
Next
simultaneously.
time, just like, YouTube and headphones, like the AC can't interfere with that. So, um,
True.
you've got no excuse. So,
I also
um,
didn't know I'd get asked about it.
well, why wouldn't you get asked about it? Because I'm subverting expectations, Richard Reyes. We're talking about AEW Dynamite, and to continue talking about AEW Dynamite, let's not forget that at the end of that match, where the obvious masters of the double clothesline,
Hmm.
the MJF tope, whatever, and the fact that the top guys, they don't appreciate these guys. They say double clothesline my ass.
Hmm.
One of them said. Um, what do you think about that? And what do you also think about Chris Jericho being snubbed by Sammy Guevara and Garcia there after the match?
I'm gonna start with your second question first. I like that they're showing. I like any time that they show some storyline progression and continuity, because I feel like, especially as a new company, since they don't have nearly as much history to go on as WWE does, that any chance they get, they should. So I appreciate that. I like it. I like the progression of the JS breakup, maybe not story. Will Jericho join the Don Callis family story?
Don Fallis.
S- Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Dude, he's got so much heat. People want to beat him up for real.
No, that's some like 1970s wrestling stuff,
That means you're over, brother. Well,
right?
no, I mean,
Or it
yeah,
just means
yeah,
some idiot was either an idiot or chemically altered.
yeah.
Who
From
knows?
what I understand, I think it was like a security guard didn't know that Don Callis was a part of the bit, so he like got rough with him. I think
Oh.
that's what happened. Yeah, it was at a AA AAA show where Kenny and I think it was Vikingo did a
Mhm.
thing.
Elijo
So
del Vikingo.
yeah, whatever. I don't care about. Personally, I think he's great. I mean, like wrestling wise, I'm sorry, I get mad because you sit here and you tell me about these stories that exist in AEW. How
Mhm.
hard is it to put that in a game? How hard is that for you to give me an AEW like whatever you want to call it mode in the Fight Forever game? Kenny, okay, you could have had that. Like each character you pick, you can have them have their own little go through the history, and the person maybe they don't watch the show, they could learn storyline, be all caught up to right now. But you couldn't do that, could you? You just wanted the other things. It just wasn't good enough. You just want to get back in there and be one of the best wrestlers in the world. Well, you did that. Fine. But just know, by the way, this coming from a Legends ranked player, all right, I am not some scrub. Hopefully, I'm smart enough and have the wherewithal to put the screenshot right here. You see, there it is. Okay, that's me. Otter Hermit is me. That's my name on there. I'm a legend. I'm a legend. You could have done that. Thank you. Thank you. I can't go any further because there is no more. I think I have only one more thing to say. It would be really cool if Orange Cassidy dropped the belt to AR Fox, because that would be his downfall, doing a favor for somebody. Because he's been defending his championship all the time. He's got the most successful title defenses. What else do you want? Let's move. Let's make a next step. Let's subvert expectations here. Let's do something a little bit different. Let's not do the usual. Oh, he's gonna give it his best shot, do the best he can. Wow, he's so impressive. But at the end of the day, he was down for 3 seconds on that 3 second tan. Okay,
Mhm.
so what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. It's an interesting way to get the title off of him. An interesting sort of scenario. And he has been defending it a lot. He's obviously worn out. He's got the kinesio tape all over him. His hand's broken.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying it'd be nice if somebody else who win the big one. You know?
yeah,
How about that? It's only fair, right?
yeah. How about
So,
that? Blood and guts. Yes, I have most of the major stuff here. I have the order in which they started and everything. Claudio and Kenny started. Followed by Pac, then Hangman, Mox, Nick Jackson, Wheeler Yuta, Matt Jackson, Takeshita, then Kota Ibushi. So well into the match, Claudio accidentally hits Pac with the uppercut in the corner while he was aiming for Kenny. Kenny had dodged. So Claudio and Pac exchange words, and to the point where they have to be separated, like they're getting like really heated at each other. Pac is done. He goes under the ring, gets bolt cutters, cuts the chain, and bounces. He's just out.
yeah, he left. He didn't want to do anything. He's already
N-
out of here.
For real.
Takes
Not
hours off your career.
it does. Not long after they handcuff Moxley to the middle rope, in between at the sort of in the middle between
That's a
where
good
the two
spot.
rings met. Yeah,
A good spot.
and at Don Callis's instruction, Takeshita also leaves. So that's 5-on-3.
So basically, the heels abandon Blackpool Combat Club.
Right.
Got you.
So then we see Hangman choking Wheeler Yuta with a chain, and the ref calls for the bell. We don't know what happened until a little shortly thereafter. The announcers tell us that Moxley surrendered to save Yuta.
You know, Rich Perez, I've watched wrestling a long time, brother. Some might say my entire life. I believed that a zombie man wrestled. I believed that Kamala came from parts unknown. I believed that The Undertaker did indeed come back. But I refuse to live in a world and believe that the toughest SOB in AEW, as he is booked and what they're telling me, that is not my opinion. I'm going based off facts presented to me from case evidence presented to me by Moxley's matchups and his victories. Also, his defeats and what that. I refuse to believe that he gives a damn about Wheeler Yuta. Okay? Enough to do that. So, something's going on here. That's BS.
To play
You're yanking
devil's
my chain.
advocate, it
Sure.
could be argued that knowing it was 5-on-3 and that he was physically incapable of helping, so really at that point it's 5-on-2, with Hangman doing his Hangman gimmick on Wheeler Yuta. Mox is a believer of the idea that you need to toughen them up. However, knowing this could shorten young Wheeler Yuta's career, I feel like it's plausible that that's why Mox surrendered.
Possible. Listen, I think this is going to lead to a problem down the road. I think Wheeler Yuta is going to be like, I never gave up. You did. It
Mhm.
could be one of those things where it's like, really, you're going to turn heel on this guy? You're nothing without this guy. What are you talking about? You need Moxley. You need Blackpool Combat Plug. You need your Blackpool Combat Plug. I'm giving merch ideas here, guys. Come on,
Or
all
Blackpool Combat
people.
Blood.
What?
What? Blackpool Combat Blood? What?
Will it be real blood, like in case you need a transfusion, like Type A, whatever you need?
Well,
We could be in the pharmaceutical area.
there seems to be plenty of it.
There's a market for this here. Actually, I don't know if that's safe. Like the way that their blood comes off is through,
Oh, they could
not a,
test it.
sure, yeah, tested for battery acid. All right.
And rust
I,
from those nails.
my only comments are that these war games, and I'm just gonna call it what it is because that's what it is. Blood and Guts is war games. They're just not. You're not. I've always said it's of its day. You're not gonna be able to because these were rare and to you know blow off feuds and stuff like that. This will do that. Apparently, off camera, they hugged it out or whatever. It's obvious that Blackpool Combat Club aren't going to be heels going forward because of what had happened.
Hmm.
That's at least what I think. I don't think you can leave Moxley heel for that long in AEW. It doesn't make any sense. So
Now, what does Brandon Anderson come back to? Mox surrendered because Yuta was getting choked out. Is Brandon Dander upset with Mox?
he doesn't have a leg to stand on because he can't even wrestle right now, and Moxley can. Moxley's actually there. Moxley's actually bleeding, so I don't think there'd be an argument because blood is being spilled. It's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, and it could be some dumb shit that they always gotta fucking do, but they gotta do it because that's the formula, and I'm sick of it. But whatever, fine, do whatever you want to do. Look at us talking positive about AEW. Britt Baker was there. She had a match that was good. Uh, I really liked it. There was, like I said, there was nothing I didn't like really all that
Hmm.
much, except for like I was saying about Blood and Guts. There's a bit where on the roof of the cage, a buck is fighting. I think it's Wheeler Yuta on top of the cage, and
Hmm.
while he's up there, everyone else is sleeping. Only Moxley and Hangman are still working.
Hmm.
And I use the term loosely because they're doing those punches, that they do, where it's like, all right, you're not really, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like really, like phoning it in because it's like, dude, your cardio's got to be crazy to do like a regular match. Now you got to do this shit. Yeah, I get it, but still, I don't need my attention. Like I can see that though. I see it happening, and so do the people there. You
Hmm.
know, if you're gonna wrestle in this excruciating match, wrestle the match. It's not nap time.
Right.
I don't know. Just take it away from like the point is to make it look real.
Hmm. Yeah, there are definitely parts of. I mean, I feel like I'm probably spoiled by WWE's more experienced camera crew and directors, right?
Oh
But
yeah, because you might not have seen that stuff on TV. Then is what you're saying.
right,
Okay. Yeah,
I
because
feel
I think so. Because I'm usually thinking, I don't. I'm always thinking, what is everybody else doing? Because I
hmm
can't see what they're doing.
right. You can't see them not doing anything.
Like I'll admit they do some stuff that's annoying for me in like multi tag sometimes. Like Roman, sometimes he takes some time. He's out there sleeping when in his tag matches. Sometimes I get it.
Hmm.
You get to a certain level, you get to do that stuff because you're that dude. But
Hmm.
still, I notice these things.
Yeah, we,
So
we we like realism.
we do. And speaking of realism, let's head on down to the real quick though, not too long. The I guess where is NXT this week? I
I
don't
mean,
even
where is
remember
it?
where they are. Like where they
They're
were, where they did the show. Is this Full Sail still?
yeah, they're
Or
they're just
all
always
right.
in Orlando now.
So down there in Orlando, we had what an episode. We had Noam Dar channeling his best Cloud from Final Fantasy VII after he was in the live stream and he's in the wheelchair and he's
Hmm.
just like comatose. I
Yeah.
couldn't stop thinking about that. Like, this is great. And what a rib, man. Like, out of the Heritage Cup, you know who came out a winner? Noam Dar, because you don't have to carry that stupid cup around. Enjoy it, Frazier. Enjoy it. Okay. Imagine that. Imagine
Hmm.
having to deal with that.
Hmm.
Even if it's from like the prop room, bringing it down there, you still doing that.
I want someone to point out to Nathan Frazier that he's kissing the same cup that Noam Dar kissed. Just how great perpetually is Noam Dar's character work.
He's not doing anything right now, though. It's not really character work.
He's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
No, he's Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. He's not dead. He's very much alive. Noam Dar's alive. He was able to put the lollipop in his mouth. He's alive. Like,
Right. Okay.
come on.
Okay. I'm just
Plus, I
thoroughly.
paused it and I didn't
Mhm,
see anybody do it for him. Like
That's true.
he can,
I'm just thoroughly enjoying the comedy. I love it.
yeah, it's there's sometimes there's good comedy, sometimes there's things that's supposed to not be comedy, like I don't know, discount Garuch and the family thing over there in the ring there.
Hey,
And
paisans.
as someone who hasn't been able to eat solid food since like Monday, I'm very upset. What was it Tuesday? I'm very upset at the waste of food that happened, that transpired in that ring. I watched it today. I was very upset by that. Okay, what a waste of great
Hmm.
meats. Uh, and also, are we done with this whole like? Oh, wait, more important. I'm sorry. The streets of NXT. Does that mean the parking lot?
Yes.
Is the Don? Does the Don run the parking lot?
Yes.
This is canon.
I would assume so.
Dude, it has to be. It's the best way for any of this Godfather shit to make sense. It's like, what do you run?
Hmm.
Oh, the parking lot. That makes perfect sense. Think about it. You can't park there if he
Hmm.
doesn't let you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it could be,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a business, and they use businesses for wash of the money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's perfect. It's perfect. And then it's like that being the Don of NXT actually means something. Because
Hmm.
right now it doesn't mean fucking anything. It
Yeah.
means fuck all. You're the
It
Don of one guy.
yeah. It means you're the highest ranking Italian character on the show.
Exactly. That's all it is. I'm telling you, let him run the NXT parking lot. Since he does run the streets of NXT, it is the NXT parking lot. There you go. It writes itself, guys.
There you go.
It's like would be ashamed if no one here to watch out when someone's leaving their car. Maybe somebody could run by and break their leg or something. Take their cannoli or whatever.
You don't listen. You don't take a man's cannoli.
No, you don't. All right. So
Those are expensive.
that being said, let's move on to this week's session of Corbin versus Corbin.
Mm,
Uh, I don't hate it
right.
because it kind of makes sense because it's what we've all been saying. Like, what is Baron Corbin? Who is
Hmm.
Baron Corbin really? Why
Hmm.
is Baron Corbin? And now even he doesn't know. And I'm convinced that there is a bigger Corbin because when you see them stand in front of each other,
Hmm.
we're going to have the photo here. Hopefully, it matching to what I'm describing. There's Corbin on one side and there's other Corbin on the other side, right in front of each other.
Hmm.
The future Corbin looks a little taller than past Corbin, if that's what they're doing. It's just slightly taller. So I don't know if it's like an aspect thing or what, but there's a bigger Corbin, and bigger Corbin is coming. It'd be hilarious if like we think it's gonna be like this deep change for him,
Hmm.
and he's just coming out. It's like this like these crazy promos, and he's coming soon. And then when he shows up, it's like, please welcome bigger Corbin. It's just him, and he's just jacked, and he's just bigger Corbin.
Wait a second. Jacked.
Can he though? He
That's
could
a.
probably get jacked. You think he could get jacked? I don't know, man. Like Gunter got jacked. He was a little bit doughy. And he got good. I guess different body types, right?
Yeah. So Gunter trimmed
Corbin used to be
down.
even bigger though. So this
Right.
is the smaller version of Corbin. So I think I
Exact.
see what you're saying.
Exactly. Like Gunter trimmed down, and we got to see the muscle that we always suspected he had. Corbin
Right.
already trimmed down, and this is what we got.
Okay. Ready for this?
Yes.
Actual bigger Corbin. He just gets fat. He just gets big to like his football days, to like his football position days, and he's just bigger Corbin. And he's just running over people.
I'm just. I was just.
He probably can't do end of days anymore
No.
because he's too round, probably.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, don't do bigger Corbin, but bigger Corbin. I don't. I'm just joking. They're not gonna do that.
Nah.
I have no idea, but I hope it's cool
I just flashed
because he
back to
does
that
have an identity
Simpsons.
crisis.
Yeah. I flashed back to
Wait a
that
s-
Simpsons
yeah.
episode where Homer was putting on weight so that he could get disability or
Oh, I
whatever
love
whatever
that
reason.
episode where he has to wear
Right.
a muumuu.
Yeah, and he gets stuck in the nuclear thing.
He has to work from home, and
Uh-huh.
he wants a tab, and he keeps hitting it, and there's nothing's coming.
Mhm.
Uh, instead instead of gum, chew bacon. It's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
what was
like,
it? If you rub it
yes,
on a piece of paper and the paper turns clear, that it's good to
yeah,
eat.
yes. That's exactly where I was going. Simpsons reference. All right,
All right.
perfect. Um, so yeah, go Corbin. So like, wait, technically, Corbin burned Corbin stuff before Jungle Boy, as Tony Schiavone ruined it, could bury his boots.
Right.
Interesting. Just a
There are some
coincidence.
there are some parallels, Dom taking the title off of Wesley and uh Jack Perry taking the title off of Hook.
I think
I
one is bigger than the other because one's an actual belt.
it
The other
is
one's an accessory.
it is, but I wonder if
Oh, dude. Wow. Go ahead, please.
backstage
Yeah.
I wonder if backstage there's any sort of like, well, let's see which of these two similar segments gets more social media attention.
Interesting. I
Because
was thinking of
if two different companies are like at least in one kind of segment doing kind of the same thing, and if AEW's gets more impressions or if AEW's seems to get more positive impressions, I think that would be a win.
I don't know anything about that stuff, honestly. You're the guy for that. But what I do know is what I do know is what I is do know. What I do know is that I was thinking about Jack Perry, and I was thinking about the fact that he buried his boots, that he buried the Jungle Boy.
Hmm.
And now all of this because he wanted to win a title like he said he would. And now
Hmm.
forever, it's just the FTW championship. Like, I want you to think about this for a second. Now, no disrespect for Taz, but I'm saying it's not an official championship. It's a
Hmm.
different kind of championship. So, that's kind of like, your first is like not the best to remember kind of thing, you
Hmm.
know, but it's something for different people. Like for Hook, that's a big deal. For I don't know if it was a big deal for Brian Cage. Nothing happened for Brian Cage after that. But to be fair
Right.
to Brian Cage, nothing happened for Brian Cage before that
Well, Brian Cage
in
is the
AEW.
ROH trios champ.
Yeah. But what is the Trios Championship really? What is the ROH Trios Championship really in the hierarchy of championships? Also, when in regards to trios, I feel like it's not as powerful as a tag team because now you're one of three guys. You're not really putting in much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's three people. The weight is distributed between three people as opposed to two people.
Hmm.
Why should three people have championships? That's like easy mode. I would think. Like you guys get together, right? And I'm talking about easy mode as in talent being equal, skill being equal, ring time and all that stuff, right? Being equal.
Cardio being equal.
Yeah, strategy and the strategery involved. I would think that it's a lot easier to be a triple championship team than it is to be a tag team,
Hmm.
especially with the energy expenditure for two people as opposed to three people, more people at rest.
Yep.
All right. So the reason that idiot was out there with the trophies because he teamed up with Dragon Lee, who could not even get his jacket off in time for the match to start. So Lotharios attacked them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a great use of a stupid mistake. since he couldn't get his jacket off, like why wouldn't you attack them as heels? Like why
Yep.
wouldn't you take an advantage? This idiot can't get his jacket off. Was he not paying attention to jack off time? He was tell people about the proper maintenance of jackets.
Hmm.
He never had that problem because he never took the jacket off.
Correct.
Only when it was jack off time. That's when the
Hmm.
jacket came off.
Yep. But Dragon and Frazier won.
I don't like Dragon Lee. I can't trust a guy who wears shorts that small and wrestles with a mask on. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like you're brave enough to put yourself out there. You look fantastic, but you hide your face beneath the mask. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide, man?
His face, I think.
Yeah, imagine he looks like a foot, just a foot-faced man. So they
Not for
gotta do
nothing.
a thing where like he takes his mask off and there's a foot under there with eyeballs.
Not for nothing. Like, I don't know what Dragon Lee looks like, but I know Ray is kind of an odd looking dude without the mask.
He looks like a baby.
He does. And
He
he's
looks
like
like a baby
50.
man. I know, the 50-year-old baby. Speaking of 50-year-old babies, yeah, his son is the North American champion,
Mm-hmm.
which I called. I just want to say that, and I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad that they did this. Um, just making sure there's nothing else from SmackDown because I was going to segue in to SmackDown from NXT to make the bridge because he defends the championship on NXT. You see that? That's
Mm-hmm.
called sportsmanship. It's not, but I'm making that up. So, yeah. So Dom, uh, all on his own without any proof whatsoever. The referee's decision is final. Is the North American champion, and I think that can only be good for NXT and good for Dom because everybody hates him, and now they hate him even more
Mm-hmm.
because NXT is the where your guys are, your homegrown guys, where the NXT parking lot that D'Angelo over there owns. That's Tony D's NXT parking lot. There's a lot of respects over there, you studards.
Mm-hmm.
That's the words.
That is.
So what was your opinion? Do you think that was the right move? Or are you salty?
I'm not salty. I do like it. Do I think it was the right move? I think for me, it's a little early to tell. I don't think it. I think it's definitely promising. I feel more positive about it than I do negative. But for me, it is still a little early. They've kind of been building up Dom for a singles run for a while now, and the North American Championship, taking it from Wesley, calling him the open challenge guy, the whole thing. I do like it. It's good.
Yeah, eventually Wesley will give it back. Just wanted to mention Greg Kimura from Thea Hale. I'm glad that she's going to be, doing that. She's a savage. But some might say Dominic Mysterio isn't the only Mysterio upsetting the wrestling community currently in regards to victories. Because today, we had the match to decide who will wrestle against Escobar for the United States Championship title match.
Right.
Rey Mysterio has won the match, much to the chagrin of many an LA Knight fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, out there. Rich, was this the wrong move, and why was it the right move?
It was not the wrong move. I think it was the right move because this is going to be, I kind of hope, the beginning of the split of the LWO. Now, since the inception of this LWO, personally, I've kind of felt it was lacking because it's Legado del Fantasma plus Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny the one or two times, right? But
Yeah.
mainly it's a shell of what the original LWO was.
Not that
So,
the LWO was that dense to begin with. You know
mhm,
what I mean? Like, it's one of those, like, it was there and then it wasn't there wasn't there for a long time, and now it's back? Question
Right.
mark.
Right. It's like you have 5 members: Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar. Oh, I was gonna go with Thea Trin, like her real name. Zelina Vega.
Yeah, we use the stage names here, brother.
And where are the other 2?
Well, what they need is Carlito, but it's a little late because I think this should definitely be the end of this. Okay,
Mhm.
let's. It should have been Legato the whole time, but I get it. You want to
Yeah.
sell shirts in Puerto Rico, Backlash. We talked about it. It makes perfect sense.
And it was cool and it worked, and they did have Carlito in as at least LWO adjacent for like 2 minutes.
That is correct.
And Savio Vega.
That's right, mi gente. He's mi gente.
Mhm.
Okay, so I still think that LWO is not even being given the respect that it should have. That's what I'm saying. This what they're doing here. It's like they don't spend half as much effort on this as they do Judgment Day or Bloodline or anything like that. It's like you have to their thing. Oh, that's right, their thing. Oh, okay, right, like that, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I could be wrong.
Please give us heel Santos, heel Legado del Fantasma. Please.
I don't
So
know.
good.
I don't
It's
know.
so good.
I don't know. He has to be. He'd be a face if he'd have to be face going against Theory though. Theory's he's a heel. He's a heel. You know what I mean?
You're assuming Santos is going to beat Ray.
I think we've already had Ray go over young talent once this month. Can we like maybe try something different? Why do we need Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory at SummerSlam for the United States Championship when we could have Escobar versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship at SummerSlam?
So then would you wait to turn Escobar heel?
Yes, there's no rush on this.
Hmm.
They still try to. I don't know what they're first. I don't know what they're doing with this LWO thing. So I don't think about it as part of anything. I'm just
Mhm.
thinking about these are friends. They help each other. That's okay for now. So
Mhm.
maybe something in the future happens where it's like, oh, maybe he thinks Ray wants to take the belt away from him or something because he just wants a match with him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
something like that. Like they shake hands afterwards and he agrees that he's gonna give him a match, but then he's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Maybe we shouldn't do that. That can happen. He could turn heel that way.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, you took away my opportunity, which is a good, that's a perfectly good reason.
Yeah.
But what if it's like, instead you're trying to take what I got? Like, why do you need this now? Like
Mhm.
you've done everything. Why do you have to take this from me? Like I feel like that might be a little bit more compelling.
Hmm.
It's better than the alternative of Rey Mysterio versus Theory, when I've seen that before. And we can have Escobar versus Theory for
True.
the championship, obviously. Different
Yeah.
from, you know,
Interesting. So
yeah, something
obviously,
to chew
like,
on there.
there's a few different directions they can go, and I think I like a lot of it.
Well, I think that's a good way to go on to the next bit there on SmackDown there. Um, and that has to do with Bailey had to run away because she's terrified. Because last week we didn't cover this because we were very busy. Shotzi had cut her own hair, off. Apparently, it was a solidarity with her sister who has cancer. Anyway, she did it
I
for
thought it was
herself.
brother. You're correct, sister.
Okay, next time, trust me. So anyway, she's cut off her hair, solidarity with her sister. They're not shaving her head like some straight edge society bullshit to try to punk her out or something like that. And she's gonna look great without any hair. So, secondly, I hope she comes after Bailey with scissors because
Hmm.
there's a scissor theme here, stabbing her luggage with scissors. They had to leave the premises. She's very scared, Bailey is. She's been very scared the whole time. And I think it's good that Bailey's scared because Bailey has yet to control the damage. As a matter of fact, some might say that her failing to control the damage will be her undoing. She
Mm,
didn't control the damage she did to Shotzi very much. Because if she would have controlled the damage and not cut her hair like that, she probably wouldn't be as upset with her, I think.
I
I
agree.
don't know how women work. I'm a man. Rich
Uh,
there is. What do you think tribal combat is?
ooh, so apparently,
Because
from
you're there
what
now.
I know. It's like it's still stormy, but it's kind of calmed down with both Roman and Jay off the island at the moment. They're still at SmackDown. The elders are here. They're working on things.
The smell of Ben Gay is in the air. Yes.
That's right,
And humidity. Ben Gay and humidity.
indeed. Anyway, before we disrespect the elders any further,
Listen, I am just seeking information. Okay. All I want is to seek information. You know what I'm saying? I know that was just
the
awful.
jokes of Basement Jared do not necessarily reflect those of the Basement Bookers podcast as a
That
whole.
was just awful. I had to do it twice. You didn't catch it the first time because you were busy trying not to cry from the other one.
It hurts. It hurts so bad.
I know you're all broken up on the island of negativity at this time. Yeah.
Them zingers. All right. If I could be serious for a minute.
All right. All right. Kamala
All right.
down. Kamala down. All right.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I recently saw some of Batman and Robin again, and there were a lot of puns from Schwarzenegger, and I wanted to be funny too in a stupid way.
That Batman and Robin. I don't think I've seen that one.
You're a lucky man, I think.
That was with Chris. What's his name as Robin? Chris something or other.
Chris O'Donnell. He's
That's the one.
now he's NCIS. Is that the show? He's on one of those shows. Maybe it's there's letters. We don't care. The only letters we care currently about is WWE because that's
I
what we're
love
talking
double
about.
double E.
And
Yes.
okay, so yes, this tribal combat more important.
Yes. From what the announcers told us on SmackDown and from some of the things I've overheard, not so closely, maybe eavesdropping from the elders here, it is a no disqualification match. Anything goes. And it looks like not only is the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship brother on the line, but so is the tribal lay, which determines, or rather, which is designed to decorate and indicate who is the true tribal chief.
Look, this is just no disqualification match with a fancy name, and I appreciate that. And yes, what's on the line, it's very important. So they better come out in some tribal paint. All right, the tribal chief's got to have some tribal chief type attire. Nothing offensive, tasteful. You'll know what to do. Obviously, Roman's not gonna go out there dressed like a fool. He's gonna look cool as shit. And
Mm-hmm.
and we gotta get Jay out there with the War Uso paint. Okay,
Right.
not that, you know 1990s WWF nonsense, brother. I'm talking about some ready for war like that. Oh, and Solo too, because he's gonna show up. Because I've got a theory, Rich Derriz. Because if anybody's gonna be tribal chief, it's not gonna be Jey Uso.
Mm.
Solo thinks it's going to be Solo. Because if you recall, because it was tonight that this happened, earlier in the evening, the tribal chief, he was sitting with the lei in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Solo on his left or right, I don't know where I am in the universe, was looking. And it looks like he was wanting. He was looking at the lei. And when the tribal chief looked at Solo, Solo was looking at the tribal chief in the eyes, but Solo looked away first.
Of
There was
course.
just something there There was some alpha dog stuff happening right there. And Paul Heyman over there in the corner, he knows something's going on. So I have a feeling Solo will be involved. He'll obviously get involved. Jay's not winning shit because if anybody's going to take the tribal A, if anybody's going to take it all, it's the man whose music he keeps telling you every week, every time he comes out, he's taking it all. Duh, duh, duh. It's in the thing. It's the buffet anthem. He's taking it all.
Mm.
So, think about that for a second.
I feel like by the time SummerSlam comes around, 2 weeks, 2 weeks,
Oh my God, it's too soon.
we're gonna have Jimmy. Jimmy will be back, 100%.
Yeah, because it's going to be a de facto tag team match.
Yeah.
It's what's going to be unofficially because anything goes. So,
Mhm.
like, Jay is an idiot because how does that favor you? It favors you. If you think about it, it's good for Jay
Mhm.
and it's bad for Jay
Right.
because bad for Jay is when it comes to the numbers advantage and cheating. If Roman has to keep his title, if it's about his title and keeping everything, it's going to be a
Mhm.
little bit different than being in a tag team match with him, which is
Right.
why I think Jay chose that stipulation because if anything goes, it could be him and his brother. And as a
Mhm.
tag team, the Usos have beaten Roman Reigns and Solo.
That's right.
So that's sound logic.
Mhm.
But this time, anything goes. And the Usos have a lot of experience in matches like that together. So think of the damage they can do. But we don't if anything goes, right? So the tribal rules is not going to be like you can't interfere, is it? It's not it doesn't it should technically it should be no one should be able to interfere. It's mano a mano, anything goes, right? Technically, like if you were actually having like a tribal battle like that, you would think, right?
Yeah, I feel like if the elders decreed that no one can interfere, then that would be in a stipulation. We have 2 weeks to go, so they have time to discuss and deliberate.
Yeah.
So,
Like in the old days, I'm making up, they'd be like, you could choose a second,
right.
and it could be like, well, Jay's out of commission. Who's going to be your second? And then it's like, oh my God, he's recovered beforehand. That's my second. It could be something like that,
Mhm.
because obviously we know who Roman's second is, you
Right.
know, or do we? Could be anything, we do whatever, It's
Mhm.
crazy. So,
Yeah, there are other members of the bloodline, some of whose New Japan contracts have recently expired. So,
look, I'm not naming names. We say enough crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, look out for that, guys. It's an exciting time to be a fan of wrestling. And if you're worried about LA Knight,
yeah,
don't
I'm
even
not
worry about it.
just saying,
All
yeah.
right. He's gonna be fine. Just like Riddle's gonna be fine after receiving a chop through his body and just being destroyed. Honestly, I thought the match was over like that. I thought Gunther killed the man, but he
Riddle,
couldn't have done that until he folded him up like a pretzel and wrestle effed him into the ground.
that's right. And Riddle was chopped so hard, you got a palm mark on your chest.
Yeah, somehow I got mentally connected with the bro's pain, and look, I have a lot of empathy, guys. So so it is messed up, what happened there. So Becky's new like outfits is that a thing now? I thought it was like a one off, but now she's just like cutting the middles off her shirts and like having like a built-in bra type situation with the underboob thing. It's like the second time in a row. The week before it was like an Adidas outfit kind of thing, cut that way, and
Hmm.
then it's some weird too many colors kind of thing happened. Like, is this your pajamas or your Ms. TV interview clothes? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't he have like a dress code? He's always out there dressed nice.
Hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, I didn't want to go into that too much. I just wanted to bring that up because it bothered me
Hmm.
from Monday, and I had to give Riddle a lot of credit for his match he had with Gunther there. It sucks that he
Gunta.
lost, but somebody had to lose, and it wasn't going to be him.
Right. Not going to be Gunta.
Plus, you don't get him standing on a table screaming
Right.
about the Basement Bookers podcast and how the link tree is down below. And if you click on that, you get all the information. You know, um, I thought it was okay to do that because I think it's done right. I think we did everything. I think we had we covered all the stuff we were supposed to cover. Okay, and maybe next week, because I don't think there's anything solid for next week. I'd have watched Battle of the Belts, and I could give you my actual opinion. And also, we could talk about Collision because we have last week's Collision and next week's Collision. So let's go, which is tomorrow because we recorded today
Tonight.
So we'll have talked about this coming Collision on next week's episode. So we'll be caught up on Collision until we're not caught up on Collision, which is the same day we record. So
It's the
it's a
old
vicious
pre-recorded.
cycle.
It's the pre-recorded time warp. You get it.
Let's do the time warp again.
Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Jerry's got a party message as always.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers, 30 subscribers strong and growing.